All right, so I had someone tell me they're watching the Bayern Dortmund game from last season. It was a league game, and they
Hmm.
said that Haaland chokes when facing Bayern Munich
Hmm.
because he had missed two golden chances early in the game. Ignore the fact
Hmm.
that later on he scored, which I think shows a lot of strength to score after missing two huge chances in a big game. He still scored, and it was an important game, important goal, even though in the
Hmm.
end it didn't. They didn't win. They didn't win the league. Do you think that Holland
Hmm.
chokes? And I will say something that might seem a little controversial. I felt like
Hmm.
Lewandowski hasn't always played to his highest in the big games for Bayern Munich, but the last couple of years, I'd say the last 2, maybe 3 years, I've seen him show up a little bit, not show up more, but execute more in the big game. Still one of the best strikers, not now, just period ever. But in either case, do you think either one of them chokes? I don't,
Well,
but what do you say?
I have two things to say about that, right? So with big players choking in big games, here's a question. Here's a question. You are a team. You're Chelsea, and you're coming up against PSG with the players that they have, or another top team. You're coming up against Byron. You know that Lewandowski scores all the goals, or just about all of them, for Bayern Munich, right? You go into that game, what's your game plan, right? You
Yeah.
don't let Lewandowski score. You're going to analyze the player. You're going to tell the team these are some things we can do to prevent that player from playing to their best ability, which is
Right.
usually the case. These are their tendencies. These are all things that are looked at, right?
Yeah.
They like to cut into to this side. They score most of their goals like this. They like to have their back to goal. They like to make this type of run, right? And then you plan for it. So when the game comes, and the player isn't able to execute the way they usually do, it's not that the player is quote unquote choking.
Okay.
It's just the other team is that
Game
much
plan
more
for.
prepared. Yeah, they plan for it,
Absolutely.
prepped up for
Absolutely.
it. And obviously, look, if the player overcomes that and they still have a good performance, more power to them, right? That says a lot about them as a player. In terms of Haaland choking in big games, I think Haaland is the ultimate hype man, the ultimate teammate. I mean, you just look at the guy and you're just like this dude has like he has to be a blast to play with. He just does. He makes his runs with so much energy.
Yep.
Uh, you can see he wants it, regardless of what type of game it is. He's happy when his teammate scores. He's happy when he scores. He comes back to help defend. He just wants to win. All right. So if I'm a player, I'm on the field, and I have a guy like Haaland next to me, like that's already it's a confidence booster. I'm going on the field
Huge.
ready to work, right? So even if he doesn't score that game, he still has a huge effect on the team just with his personality alone. Does he choke in big games? I don't think so. I think teams just prep up for him. Plus, he's still a young player, mind you. This guy's I don't even think he's 20 yet, is he?
He may have turned 20. I think he has turned 20.
Yeah.
Let me. I think he might be 21.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
21.
21.
Okay,
He
so
turned 21 last year. Last
okay,
month
so he
actually. Sorry,
just
last
he
month.
just turned 21, which is still relatively young.
That's a baby,
And yeah, and if he still has a lot to learn, a lot to improve on.
which is
He
scary.
himself says it, which is very scary considering what he's already doing. So if you're a team, I mean, hey, make your best years out of it. So because in 5 years' time, when he scores 5 goals against you or scores 5 goals every game, you can at least say, hey, you guys remember like 5 years ago when we prevented him from scoring only one goal? Just one. So
Is this
yeah, I don't think he chokes. I just think teams see a player, and this happens all the time. Um, I've had games. I've played against a coach and played with the same coach. I had a conversation, and the coaches explained to me it was a tournament that we had, and we played against this team. Our team won the tournament, And some months later, I see him somewhere, and we're talking, and the tournament comes up, and I'm asking, like, oh, so what happened? What happened at this tournament? He's like, well, so and so happened, and the next time we played you, because we did play them again at a later date, they beat us. And the next time they played us, you could tell they had a different game plan that was tuned towards certain players. You know, apply more pressure here, apply less pressure here, that kind of thing, right? And it's just that kind of planning before the game, knowing which players to mark. Maybe if it's your first time playing against an opponent, it's hard to figure those things out.
Right.
But if you've played against a team once and you're playing against them a second time, I mean, I feel like you'd be a laughingstock if, let's say, the first game the player cut in to the left, scored 3 goals, and then the second game, guess what they do again? The exact same
Absolutely.
thing, right? So I think that's one of the beauties of soccer. The teams are always evolving, they're always adapting, and the players, the coaches have to do the same, the players have to do the same, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. No, I absolutely agree. And I'll say the last thing on choking is my definition of choking has changed over the last year. And I actually heard someone say it, so I'm not taking credit for it, but it was it's only choking if in a big moment you fail to do something you usually do in other moments. If you've always been bad at crossing the ball, if in the 88th minute you just need to put a simple cross in and you mess it up, you didn't choke, you just did what you always do. Now, if you exactly, like if you're in a 1v1, and in most 1v1s you have like a ridiculous, impossible 95% scoring rate in a 1v1, and then when the big moment comes, you miss twice in a row, you miss 2 times in a row. There, I call it choking. But if it's something you usually,
Higuain in 2014.
Let's move on.
Thank you for checking out the ToroFoot Podcast today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and the subscribe button, and check out some of the other videos we have available as well. Thank you very much.